Call the Iberia Parish Council meeting to order. Today is May the 27th, 2020. The time is now 6:01. We'll begin with the opening prayer by Lady Brown and the pledge by Marty after.
Okay. Almighty Creator, God of the universe, thank you for calling us to serve your people in Iberia Parish. Give us your grace and wisdom, and help us not to seek power nor position, but rather make us a vessel to touch the life of your people, especially during a time such as this. Use me and my fellow public servants as a channel of your compassion. Help us to be worthy of your trust, that we may be an instrument of hope during this uncertain time. Give us courage to be agents of change for a better tomorrow for all of your people. Finally, we ask that you heal this nation, state, and parish in all the areas needed. Please hear our prayers. Amen.
Amen. Marty?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to remind everyone to silence their cell phones, and we'll now have roll call.
Here.
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 We have a quorum. Before we go into public comments, allow 3 minutes per person. I need a motion to go into public comments in a second. Motion by Tommy Pollitt, second by Scott Ronsonet. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, so be. Public comment 1, comment from the general public on non-agenda items. A, Mr. Patrick Norris to address the council to introduce a new director of Iberia Parish Airport Authority. Mr. Patrick Norris.
Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick Norris, Chairman of Acadiana Regional Airport. I never thought I would admit to saying that our coronavirus situation could be a positive for something right here, but I'll stand before you and tell you tonight it is. I hate to see anybody lose a job because of anything, give walking papers and be sent home, which is one time that I'm glad that it happened. And I'm fixing to introduce to you our new airport director, Mr. Maurice J. Sanji, excuse me. He is a Louisiana boy. I questioned it extensively when he told me his name because it took me 3 times to get it. Comes from Plaquemine, the town of Plaquemine, south of Baton Rouge. His wife is from Baton Rouge, and he is a Louisiana boy. He started his aviation career back in 1996 when he got his pilot's license from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sorry. He received his Bachelor of Science degree in aviation in May of 2000, where he made the president's list of 4.0 GPA the spring of 1997 and the summer of 1999, the dean's list with a 3.5 GPA and better in the fall of 1997, spring of 98, summer of 98, and the fall of 98. He took additional professional development classes right here, attending what we call the AAAE. It's just an organization, an outfit in the aviation business right here, where it pertained to airport safety and operations, advanced safety and operations, airport finance and administration, and wildlife management. I was sharing his resume with someone a while back, and when I talked about wildlife management, they said, like, what does wildlife management have to do with FAA or airports? Well, believe it or not, you know, I didn't know this myself until I actually sat on the board right here. Our maintenance guys actually have to go out and get yearly certifications with the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries to be able to handle wildlife at the airport. And that could be anything. Believe it or not, you know, they're actually allowed to carry a gun and shoot rodents, birds, skunks, coyotes, boxes, anything that may come into play, or it may be jeopardizing the landing or the takeoff of an aircraft around the airport tower and on the runway. So there is a wildlife certification that is associated with FAA, believe it or not. So anyway, but he's not a game warden, that's all right. So at that point, after he received the certification, he went to work for the Louisiana Department of Transportation Aviation Department. And he was a safety airport compliance officer when he started back in 2000. He advised airport managers and sponsors and worked with the future airport improvements, assisted aviation program managers on airport improvement projects, and worked with the public on public hearings and potential airport construction projects. He moved up with the aviation department, became an aviation project manager, where he worked and managed airport capital improvements for 19 public use airports and 17 general aviations in the state of Louisiana. Coordinated funding with the FAA program managers to make sure they met all their funding, and dealt with approximately $36 million in fundings and budgetary projects for the FAA. He also was the liaison between the state of Louisiana, the FAA, and the airport sponsors. At some point, he has worked with every airport in the state of Louisiana, both private and general aviation airports. So he can tell you about every airport and what goes on in the state of Louisiana. At that point, he went to work for the Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport. He was liaison between the airport and the TSA and federal FAA department, the liaison between the airport and air traffic control tower and their union, managed approximately 60 airport personnel, and he wrote technical specifications for the purchase of equipment and procurement of services for the airport. Approximately 2012, an opening came up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where he became vice president of operations and directorship. Moved to Tennessee right here because he saw it as an opportunity to better himself and actually move up the ladder. Various responsibilities there, provided direct oversight of approximately 40 employees, which included maintenance, policemen, police security, airport rescue, firefighting, and operations. Responsible for ensuring all required airport operation manuals and programs were in place and within the guidelines. Developed and directed implementation of the annual operation and the capital budget of the airport. Responsible for ensuring all airport manuals, airport emergency plans, certifications, terminal evacuations, ground vehicle operations, public health and safety programs, and all federal, state, and local regulations were met. So as of yesterday morning at 8:30, he officially took his position, even though he was hired a couple weeks ago or something right here. He put his house up on the market. I had a concern how long it was going to take to get him down here. He was anxious to come down here. He very excited, he and the wife, to move back here. He's already got an apartment here. He is residing in New Iberia. We asked that, we couldn't make him live in New Iberia, but it was a high priority for us. And, he told me that if I'm going to work here and get paid by the people here, I'm going to be part of the people here. I'm going to be part of the community here. So he's already got an apartment here. They've got 3 or 4 houses that they're reviewing this weekend. His wife is flying in. He already got a van, a moving company lined up. He already brought some things down. Got an apartment at the Reserve right here. Put his house on the market and had it sold in 3 days. So we got him. So now we need to make sure we get to keep him. And, I had the privilege of being there with him to kind of show him some of the ropes yesterday morning or whatever. The girls were there, Karen and Tammy, in the office right here, and I was able to spend a little bit of time before I had to step out right here. And I didn't quite give him his to-do list or his open list yet, because I didn't want him to run out on the first morning. So I'm just going to give him a little bit at a time. Yeah. I figure by next week I'm going to drop it on him. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, our new airport director.
Thank you, Pat. I never realized losing a position would do so much to my self-esteem. First, I want to thank Pat and the Airport Authority for giving me the opportunity to come home to Parish and everything. It's just, we've been going for 7.5 years, and when this opportunity came up and I told my wife, and she said yes, I mean, I didn't even have to give her any particulars yet, and she just said yes. And she immediately started looking for houses in New Iberia. I hadn't even sent my resume to Pat yet, and she was online. We're ready to come home, and that was the biggest thing. And we've been gone a long time. It's a beautiful place to visit up there in Tennessee, but this is our people here, and we're ready to be home. And I thank y'all all for the opportunity for letting us come here.
Thank you.
Morris, thank you, and welcome
luck.
to Iberia Parish.
Thank you very much. Y'all have any questions anytime, call me. I always say I have my phone with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm not saying I'll answer, but I have it with me. So,
Natalie?
yes, ma'am.
How long is it going to take you to get rid of that accent and
What accent?
get ours back? You need
I'll-
to start talking like that.
Look, I'm working on it, okay? Well, that's what I told everybody. When I kind of sat in for the interview, I said, up there, I say somebody's a couillon, everybody goes, they look at me funny. So here I can call somebody a couillon, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Sure do.
So,
Sure do.
Done, Natalie?
Glad to have you.
thank you very much.
Lloyd?
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
I wish you had time to give us a little popcorn music to give us some of the songs.
Sure will. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Marty?
Welcome aboard, glad to have you. And Pat, thank you for all what you've done, the extra time you put in to this 3-year deal, 2-year deal. I know it took away from your business, and I thank you very much.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Okay.
Glad I
Thank
could do it.
Like I said, I've been knowing the Iberia Parish Airport a long time, and like I said, it was funny when I came here for my interview. I said I'd never driven to the airport. I'd always flown in and talked to the managers and stuff like that. And it's just a lot of people don't realize the valuable asset you have there, and it is a valuable asset to the community.
Mike?
Welcome home, man. I
Thank
know
you.
this is not home, but it's home.
It's close
and,
enough, yes, sir.
Hopefully you stay home to the
Yes,
rest
sir.
of your career.
Oh, Pat said something today if I try and leave. He said he's gonna shoot me. I said either be him or my wife. So,
Pat, did you get him some crawfish since he's been
Oh, it's
back?
coming.
All right, all right.
He's gonna be well fed, believe me.
yeah.
Carroll Court, what address?
Thank you, Maurice.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming
Hey,
aboard.
luck.
just for everyone to know, his name is Maurice right here, but he let it, we go by Mo.
Mo.
Yeah,
Mo.
Maurice, so.
Yeah,
Call him
yeah.
Mo.
Everybody
Short
calls
and
me
sweet.
Mo except my mom and dad. If I hear Maurice, I have the inclination to start running. So just call me Mo. Thank you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to Mike Tarantino. I know he filled in at the airport, while we was short a
Thank you,
director over there.
Thank you, Mike.
Mike,
I
we
forgot about you,
appreciate
Mike. It was my pleasure.
all your
Thank
work
you
you've
very
done
much.
for
Always
us.
there for the airport.
Thank you. Okay, moving on the public comments. Number 2, comments from the general public on agenda items. We have none. I need a motion to go back into public hearing, regular hearing. Motion by Natalie. Second by Michael Landry. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, so be. Reports, finance and administrative action, there is none. Reports, parish and other governmental agency, there is none. Public Works report, there is none. Special business, number 1, a public meeting to be held on July the 8th, 2020, to adopt original
Ordinances.
authorizing the levy of various millages for year 2020. Council member announcements. Brian?
Yes, I'd like to take this opportunity to, for condolences to Miss Mary Faye Freshley, who died over the weekend. She was a longtime educator, and she sat on the school board for a few terms, and we'll do a resolution next meeting. But she died over the weekend, and she was very much involved with the education of many of us. So my heart goes out to her and her family. Thank you.
Brian. Paul?
When we were back in Shreveport, we had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Roy Holloman, who runs the USDA for Louisiana. So speaking with the administration, I'm gonna get a little group, me, Eugene, Mike Tarantino, and I think Scott Saunier to start. And we're gonna meet with Roy, and we're gonna see what we need to start these projects through the area, you know, sewer, water, broadband, and a number of things like that. So we'll be keeping y'all up to date and everything, but we'll just get a small group to get it moving, and then they'll see what we can do. They have 1.4 billion for Louisiana. We have a new Iberia guy that's in charge. So I think we need to get it while the iron's hot. So I'll call him tomorrow morning, get the first meeting set up, and, you know, get everybody involved and everything like that.
Thank you, Paul. I know now is the right time to pursue that, so we'll definitely get together and do such a thing. All right. Thank you. Anyone else? Tommy?
Yes, I'd like to thank the Boys and Girls Club of Acadiana for the last 3 Wednesday, and they just been distributing meals, all boxes for a week, supply, milk, fruits, and the people's really turning out and to pick these items up, and also a lot of volunteers, you know, showing up. They're doing it at Parish, Western Park, Generette, and also in St. Martinville, Lafayette on Tuesdays, but the other 3 places on Wednesdays. I just want to thank Boys and Girls for what they doing.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy. I guess most of you have been getting the texts, you know, about these events that's going on with food distribution, so please continue passing it on. Lady Brown?
Yes, to piggyback off of what Mr. Tommy said, I would also like to thank the Boys and Girls Club and also the volunteers, especially volunteers in general. The graduating seniors of 2020 have come out every Wednesday to help volunteer with the Boys and Girls Club. And so I would like to acknowledge them and also congratulate all of the seniors in our parish that have graduated during these quarantine times.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, if there's none, we'll go ahead and move on. Parish President announcement. Larry, you on the line?
I'm good. Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to continue with what Lady Brown was saying, and also Tommy Policy. 3 o'clock project, what they're talking about for the meals that's being distributed at the West End, also at Ward 8, is a very good project. They gave accolades out to everyone. I just want to thank the marshal and the fire department in Generette and all of the other volunteers that's participating in Generette, as well as the New Iberian City Police Department and everyone that's participating to help out on the West End. It's a very good feeding project, a program that we have going on right now in Iberia Parish, and is going to continue for the next several weeks from my understanding. Moving on from that, to touch a little bit on what Paul was talking about with USDA, I think that's a very good thing. Paul and I have been talking about that, of course, when we were at the Police Jury Association. We met with Roy. A group of council members met with Roy, and we have so much going on right now. I got with Eugene and with Paul and asked them to try to take a lead on that. In particular, Paul is taking the lead on it. But my outlook and my view on that is, while we have Roy Holloman that's over all of this good stuff, we need to try to take advantage of everything we have. So in that little committee, if we're going to call it committee, a group of people that's going to be working it, it's going to be Scott Saunier, Mike Tarantino, Paul Landry, Eugene, Olivier, and myself, of course. But we're looking for any opportunities that we can possibly find that, Iberia Parish can benefit from that. Moving forward, Public Works, for the last 2 weeks, we did some road grading in District 14, some roadside drainage work in District 8, 10, and 13, some field drainage work in District 12 and 14, debris pickup in District 1, culvert inspection work in District 3 and 8. We did road patching in District 2, 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 13, and 14, and side boom work, field ditches in various parishes, various districts. I guess what else I'm going to add on to this here is, of course, today I had a telephone call, a conference call with the Corps of Engineers. We're looking at some money. Some of you may remember last year we had some dollars where we were going to try to get some drainage, some sewer work done in the parish, but we're going to need some matching funds from the sewer district, and that never panned out. As of right now, we have additional dollars from the Corps of Engineers that we can actually try to use in Iberia Parish. Of course, we will still have to come with matching funds, but we could use those dollars for sewer projects as well as water projects. So that's something that we're looking to have another discussion with Scott and myself and others, and get back with the Corps of Engineers. I think they're going to set up a meeting in the next week or so. We opened bids last week for the Acadian Access Road. The bids have not been awarded yet. We're still waiting on our directive from facility planning. And as you know, that could take a minute because we opened bids a while back with the Robert B. Green building, and we have completely did everything that we have to do in Iberia Parish. We're just waiting on Mr. Lee to get back with us and tell us when we could move forward with the project. Today I had another meeting, White House briefing on the COVID-19. That's continuing to be a discussion that we have every week, once or twice a week. I'm continuing to work with the National Association of County Officials on issues from Washington in relationship to COVID-19. I still have my Region 4 phone calls that we do twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays. In fact, tomorrow we're going to have Senator Cassidy. He's going to be on the call with us tomorrow, and he's going to give us a presentation on the SMART Act, which is a bill that he's trying to move forward right now. It's a bipartisan bill. Looked very good, and can't wait to hear that call tomorrow. Today we had a phone call with the Department of Transportation and Burlington Northern Railroad concerning track rises, raising the tracks in the city of New Iberia from Center Street, certain areas from Center Street to French Street. I think we're going to get back with them. Of course, the mayor was on the phone and many others. This is a project that's being done in the city. I'm just making you guys aware of it. I'm going to stop with that. That's all I have right now. If any of you have any questions?
Yeah, Warren has a question, Larry.
Larry.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess my question is, the legislature is going to wrap up in June 1st, and the parish council hired a consultant, Mr. Haney.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any updates of what may be an outcome of what we're going to receive for money spent out of the ED district?
Yeah, Mr. Haney is working several projects for us right now, along with our state delegation. So we're looking to see what's going to come from it. Of course, they've only been in session now a couple of weeks now, so we're looking to see what's going to come about from that. But he is certainly working diligently for Iberia Parish.
You can't say maybe what kind of project?
Can I give you? You got to get first of all, they have to vote on something for us to say if we're going to get it. And as you know, a lot of stuff is just committee meetings that they're having right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
You're
Warren. Anyone else? Okay, Larry. Thank you, Larry.
You're very welcome, sir.
Mute your phone. Okay, we'll move on to consent agenda items for public hearing and adoption. Minutes, regular meeting, May the 13th, 2020, and summary number 69, introduced by Eugene A. Olivier Sr., District 10, a resolution of condolence to the family of Miss Nellie Mae Bourgeois, mother of Mayor of Jeanneret Carol Bourgeois, who passed away April 28, 2020. Need a motion in a second. Moved by Chad, in a second. Second by Michael.
We need to pull the minutes from it. We hadn't received the minutes from the clerk.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull the regular minutes of May the 13th, 2020. That's okay with the second?
That's good.
Okay, we're gonna be voting on summary number 69. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, so be it. Now, regular minutes on May the 13th, 2020. Need a motion? Moved by Chad. Second by Lloyd.
We're gonna move the
What's your
table.
intent? I got a motion to table to the next meeting until the minutes are given to us. It's okay with the second? All in favor, but signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, so be it. We're moving on, the ordinance introduced for public hearing and adoption. There is none. Resolution introducing for public hearing and adoption. Summary number 70, introduced by Planning Commission, a resolution granting preliminary plot approval to the subdivision of 5.67 acres of Rose Lee into Lot 1 through 3 for residence use, subject to compliance with staff recommendation 1 and plot revision 1 through 2, located in District 14, and as reviewed and recommended by the Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Chad, second by Marty.
I'm guessing
Any
everything's
discussion?
up to date.
Hey Reed, you on the phone?
Yes.
Got a question?
Everything's up
Go
to
ahead.
date. Everything's up to date with the Rose Lane.
Yes, we had our planning commission meeting. There was no comments from the public. They had a few items. Yeah, they just need to show where the structures are on the property, and then they had Scott's name instead of my name for the director. But other than that, it's good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good. Any other comments? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, so be. Resolution number 71, introduced by Planning Commission, a resolution granting preliminary plot approval to the subdivision of 2.65 acres of Sugar Brow Road into Lot 1 through 2 for residential use, subject to compliance with the staff recommendation 1 and plot revision 1 through 2, located in District 5. All is reviewed and recommended by Iberia Parish Regional Planning Commission.
So move.
I need a motion by Warren, second by Marty. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it, so be. Ordinance introduced for publication, there is none. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Michael, second by Lloyd. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it, so be. You all ready to go right into committee?